Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Celestial Quantum Healing. And we have our host with the mostest goddesses, Janita and
Oh.
Miss Brady K, aka Sundana. Our Lilith energy, our alchemist. And if y'all imagine Lilith being a total alchemist, y'all already know what it is. And for y'all that don't know, y'all about to find out. Y'all about to fuck around and find out. But anyway, thus we promised today we're gonna be talking a little bit about intimacy and what that looks like. And then we're gonna get into some other spectacular things. So, the love monster. Essential seductive lioness, aka look the hunter,
Hello.
Janita. So
Hello.
what I want to come with first is because when most people think of intimacy, they think about themselves and another person. You know what I'm saying? And coddling. So talk from your perspective. And so we're going to go back and forth between you and Brady K. So first talk about what your perspective is from your individual, like just being intimate with yourself, because intimacy into me, I see. So first self intimacy and what that could look like and what that is. And then Brady will talk about self intimacy with herself. And then we'll talk
Mm,
about the couple aspect of it.
interesting. Okay. Let me think on this for a few seconds. Intimacy with myself. Wow. Okay. Wow. That's a new question. Okay. So intimacy with myself. I would say that will be when I'm taking the time to go within and love myself, not uh like let's say the times that I go through when I'm upset at things I may have done, disappointed in different things I may have done or whatever. And then I go and I'm like, okay, it's okay. You're You're loved. I love you. We're great. We're a wonderful person. I start going through the different things, the different positive things about myself. I start um, focusing on the extreme progressions that I've gone through. And so I hug myself. I have um, went in where literally I went in where I would go into my heart space and see a version of myself holding me like a baby. And I would hug my so this is what I was visualizing. I'm like, like my brain is like, okay, I'm gonna go into my heart space and then I see myself holding me and like literally like rocking me like a baby and like hugging me like this. And
Mhm.
I'm like, this is me loving myself because the things we've been learning is the love that you want on the outside is already inside of you. So I go within and I hug myself. And I just love on myself and I feel the love and it makes me feel so good. Um so I take that time to just be tender and loving to myself, especially like when there's times when you don't feel that on the outside sometimes. I just go within because it's important to understand that loving yourself is so important and so powerful and it's so impactful. And we're so used to going outside of ourselves. looking for love. So looking for love in all the wrong places,
Mm.
end up being in situations that we don't need to be in because of being lonely and looking outside of ourselves. So I have went inside and loved on my own self and totally enjoyed it. Our imaginations are powerful.
Mm.
So once you do stuff like that and put all the emotion and feeling into it, it just feels so good. And I like, you get warm, you have the fuzzy feelings, and you like, I am enough. I'm enough. I am enough. And once the time comes, if you're feeling lonely or whatever, for an outsider to come, that'll happen. But it's important to go within and understand that the love that you want and need is already inside of you. And so that's what I do. I go into myself and I love myself and I hug myself and I comfort myself, which to me is very intimate. So you being from that aspect, right? Are you talking about in a sexual way or just intimacy from that
Well,
aspect?
you just from your perspective. So Brady K, give us your perspective of self intimacy, and you're on mute.
You're mute. Mm-hmm.
Um, like Janita, I'm a hugger. I hug myself a lot. And intimacy never came easy to me. I always like tried to force it on people because I thought, oh, if I show this person that I'm into them, you know, if I try and, create deep conversations or, like do something special for them or whatever. Anyway, um, it never worked. And I never, like, I always was like, ended up pushing people away,
Mm.
whatever reason. Anyway, um, a few things happened to me and it really made like I was forced to sit down by myself and that really helped me to you know see that I was giving away all of my intimacy to other people you know uh, and you know like somebody told me like they don't want it and it's like I um started you know, a journey of like self discovery. And especially in the last, I don't know, like, it is just this last year really intensely been intimate in myself and really seeing, you know, who I really am and how much other people's shit I was absorbing
Mm.
and absorbing it in a way that I thought it was me and I had something wrong with me. Like, and so it's very, um, crucial that we are, loving to ourselves and yeah, we give ourselves hugs and that I'm always kissing myself like that
Mhm.
and like looking at myself in the mirror and just like talking to myself. Um, so yeah, that helps. That's my self intimacy.
So, how were you able to identify that you were taking on other people's shit?
Okay, so in 2021, I was injured and I like couldn't walk. I was just like basically bedridden for like 6 months because I refused to go to the doctor and just let them pump me full of painkillers and shit and not do anything for me. So in that time, like none of my friends came to visit me. I was basically by myself and I was like um found certain things and so it's like reading books and um I'm like uh I don't know like finally some of my friends came to see me anyway. And I just was like, just so overwhelmed with their drama.
Mm.
And I never realized like that before because I was like every day, just around people every day, every day. I had to be around people to feel like I was doing something. And so that was really like kind of the start for me because I was like, God, I don't even want them over here anymore. Like, and then, like, the universe is always putting things in our life to answer our questions. I came across some stuff about empaths
Mm.
and like started going down that rabbit hole and like I was like, oh my God, like this is me. So yeah. It just happened gradually. I can't say it happened one day. I was just like, oh, I know how that like it happened very gradually for me and just like step by and I'm glad it happened that way because if I wouldn't have even paid attention to it if it, any other way, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
But yeah.
So, one thing that was said that was kind of profound, and I hear this often, is, and Janita touched on it too, like a lot of times you give out what you're lacking, you know? And so this space of intimacy, what we were defining as intimacy when we're in this space where I want to feel loved, and so I'll take on maybe this person's abuse, or maybe they just treat me a little fucked up sometimes. But for the most part, when I'm around them, I mean, about a good 50%, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
what do we offer? Because a lot of times when you're in that space, yo, the feeling of loving on someone is like a high. Like it makes you feel so good, right? And so a person that's really in that space that doesn't want to stop that because now they've become addicted to those little surges of highs that they feel when they're just giving of self in that way. What advice do we have for those individuals? Because that's a very common space.
Well, my advice is if it's not making you feel good, if at the end of the day you're feeling lack, you're feeling unfulfilled, you're feeling rejected, um, it's time to change the channel. It's time to start doing things a new way because if you doing that and you're putting out, you're putting out, and putting out because you want it back and it's not being reciprocated, it's not coming
Hmm.
back to you, why continue to ride that addiction? It doesn't feel good anymore. So it comes to a time where you're like, okay, you know what? Why do I keep doing this to myself? It doesn't even feel good. I know what I want. I'm putting it out there, but I'm not getting back what I am putting out. So it's time to like. I'm not going to say, well, just keep doing it because that's crazy to me. For me to even get that type of advice, in my opinion, if it doesn't feel good, then it's time to change. It's time to take the time to all that you're giving out to other people is to turn it around and start giving it to yourself. It's time to if you have a hard time of understanding how wonderful you are, that you deserve love and respect. The reason you deserve love and respect is because you exist. It's that simple. That simple. Because you exist, you deserve love and respect. And if you do not receive that from others to yourself, then it's time for you to do it for yourself. All the things that you go all out on for other people, start doing that for yourself. Look in the mirror and say to yourself, why am I doing this? I deserve this. If this is what I want from other people, then I need to start doing this to myself. And once you start doing that, and it's going to feel weird and stuff at first because you're so used to giving out. But as you start making the new habit of doing these things for yourself, what's going to happen is the universe is going to mirror what
Mm.
you're doing to yourself, and it's going to allow others to come to you to do those things that you like. And it's because you're starting to do it to yourself. Whatever we put out, whatever we're seeing, it's a projection of what's going on inside of us. So it's time for you to start going within, doing the things that you do for other people, do it to yourself. Go out to the movies by yourself. Go out to eat by yourself. A lot of people have never done that. They are afraid. They feel weird being by themselves. It's time to get comfortable with you. If you're not comfortable with you, why will other people be comfortable with you? So go out to eat by yourself to the point that it's fun. Go out to movies by yourself to the point that it's fun. Take yourself to pamper yourself. Go to a show by yourself. Go to a nice park outing. Go to events by yourself. Learn to enjoy yourself. Learn to have fun with yourself. And like I said, the universe, our reality mirrors us. So once you start doing these things and starting to get comfortable with yourself, start loving yourself, doing to yourself what you would do for others, the others will start coming to you and doing those things that you like because that's just how it works.
Mm. Righty.
Can you repeat the question?
For those that are in a space where they feel like that natural high, giving the love, you know what I'm saying? As we call it, searching for something outside of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Not giving it to yourself, but just pouring it into others. When that becomes a habit for so long, like it's a certain high, let's say, that you receive from giving to people. You know what I mean? Like it makes you feel good. So the people that are holding on to that and not giving to themselves, but holding on to those little spurts of those little highs from giving it to others, what advice do we have to give them? Because that's what keeps them stuck in that loop.
Uh, well, recognizing that you're in the loop is crucial because when you're in that space, I know from personal experience, I I went through it for 10 years
Mm.
um with one person and my whole life with all random other people anyway. But like the one situation that really like helped me, and unfortunately sometimes we have to go through bad things to make us see well what we might deem as bad, but really it's for your better, for your greater good, so it's supposed to happen, you know. um because like my whole family, people all around me kept telling me, this person treats you bad, da da da. I was like, no, like, because they I was holding on to the little things,
Mm-hmm.
and I literally had to be slapped out of it,
Mm-hmm.
like physically slapped out of it, you know, um, in order for me to see that all those little things mean absolutely fucking nothing.
Mm-hmm.
If you can be physically abusive to me, like nothing you ever do after that is enough. I'm going to see you as that person and thinking that that person can come out at any second now. Like now that's who I know is really behind there. Like I can't. So like
Yeah, I think that's key, recognizing. But
yeah,
I mean, you literally had to be smacked. I mean, so what are we saying? Are we saying that
that I'm saying that there's really no advice that I can give anybody to pop them out of it, you know. Some Everybody's on their own journey, so if you're in that loop, you're the only person who can save yourself. And I my highest choice is that you learn it in a safe manner and don't have to go through what I went through, you know. Um it's Yeah, it's different for everybody. Like you never know, you know, what the next person is going through. So it's no like particular advice I can pinpoint. Just, you know, maybe for like the people out there who have people in their life that they see, you know, going through this, my advice to them is, you know, just keep being there and pointing it out to them, because they will see one day if they'll trip over it somehow, but keep on being the loving voice in their head, because I'm so grateful for all the people that never left my side and just kept on telling me, like, you know, like I need to choose better. Because eventually I
And for the people that are the person on the outside that has a loved one going through that, be mindful. Because while we could be giving that advice, we could also be being an enabler. You know what I'm saying? So if it ever gets to the point to where you cannot learn detachment, healthy detachment enough to where that situation isn't draining on you or taking away from you, then you might have some spaces where you just need to back the fuck up and let a person go through their process. Because, you know, as an ex-mother, I had to realize that sometimes I got to back up because the rest of this isn't meant to be carried by me. Like I'm supposed to back up so that another person can step into this position and possibly be that sign or symbol that you need to keep it pushing. Okay? So realize when it is time for you to back the fuck up and let a person do what it is they do so that they can go through their process. So now, ideally, let's talk about what intimacy looks like, because I'm gonna be transparent, y'all. Be transparent. I ain't necessarily intimate with myself. Okay. I would love to be, I could sneak in a few masturbation sessions. Just a couple. You know what I mean? And then it's so bad to where I gotta remind self, like, you might need to handle yourself. You know what I'm talking about? But in between mommying and like, now I'm focused. The last how long has it been, y'all? Maybe a month and a half. I've been focused on getting my businesses off the ground and really, you know, taking those steps to my dreams, like my dreams, seeing them, tasting them. You know what I'm saying? And so that has been my focus. I'm not gonna lie, and just really learning how to keep putting more on the plate and balancing it. So right now, my intimacy, I can't say I'm not being intimate. What I can say is it looks a little bit more like self-care, you know,
Mhm.
remembering to balance that self-care as well as because I got a little one. She's a little tiny turd. You know what I mean? Like we're going on 3, so she's still little. So
Mhm.
her personal care, her care, spending mommy time with her at the same time, I'm up at all kind of crazy hours. Balancing that work thing and still like I still play that household role. You know what I mean? Where I cooks the dinners, we go grocery shoppings and stuff like that, looking up the recipes. you know, so right now I'm in the process of balancing all of that and then on top of my spiritual, you know, I be out in these spiritual streets and everything. You know what I'm saying? Getting the downloads, waking up like, whoa. And then I just started. So I'm 21 days, y'all. 21-day ritual, you know, where it's just all about me and my, I journal it. I got my little affirmations and stuff, the affirmations that I believe, okay, about self. And I'm just on this whole thing for 21 days. And so I'm just trying to balance it all out. You know what I'm saying? So what it should look like though, what I'm working my way towards is, you know, what I would like my man to be doing. You know what I mean? Like the candlelight baths and when I now this I can say it's been a habit for the last shit. I might be telling my age, but when I was the real 25, when I was the real 25, you know what I'm saying? So almost 20 years, it has just been a habit where when I put on lotion, that's really intimacy for me because I'm massaging it in. Like it takes me like, I don't know, 20 minutes to put on some lotion, child. You know what I'm saying? But that's just, it's automated, like it's programmed to my subconscious. I don't even have to think about it. It just happens whenever I'm putting on the lotions. All right. So just the massages. I used to give myself feet massages. I don't do that anymore, but I need to get back into that. And then now to the shoulders. The shoulders and see, even right now, like it's amazing. Just rubbing the shoulders and bringing those arms down. Like we do not realize and crossing them and seeing how, this is actually a yoga position. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't look like that when your hand's supposed to be like this, crossed. But bringing those shoulders down, releasing the tension in there. You know what I'm saying? And just like just moments where you with self to me are intimacy. Everything that you would love for your lover to be doing right now is intimacy. And as the goddesses were saying, the more and more you do that for yourself, the more and more you're setting a rhythm, the vibration, right? And you're telling your universe, this is what I like. I want everything that's on this rhythm. Bring it to me. And so you start magnetizing it. You know what I'm saying? So now what you putting out to yourself is what you're going to be getting back. And be careful with that because you might have a lineup, boo, where you like, I can't get them off me. They're everywhere. Nigga, they at the grocery store, they at the gas station. I go on a walk. I can't even go on a walk. You got everybody coming up to you. They want to rub on you. They want to love on you. You know what I'm saying? So now individual intimacy, um, as the goddesses have said without saying it directly, also I feel like does look like the inner self care. You know what I'm saying? Because when you get to the rooter to the tutor of, like Janita was saying, sometimes in those spaces where you need to be your own hype man. You know what I'm saying? What's great about you, and just like the both of the goddesses was saying, stop and giving self a hug. You know what I mean? When you're doing these things, it also goes back to the why. You know what I'm saying? The why I'm doing these things. And this also helps course correct what's going on in your inner universe. When you're paying attention to your feelings and how you're feeling from a moment to moment basis, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I just wanted to put that as a side note, keep that in your mind, cliff note, you know what I mean? And then so now let's talk about the juicy. Okay. Let's get a little juicy real quick, real quick, real quick. So this is what I want to know, right? Because some men, especially the men that some of us choose, are so kind of opposite. You know what I mean? So it's like with romance and, this, we're going to make a big juicy ball. um, with a big juicy celestial ball. Oh, do you see the glow on that thing? Do you see the glow? Oh, shit. Okay. With the intimacy and the romance, we need to come up with a better word for romance. The Roman and the manse. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's just, sometimes when you know too much, you know what I'm saying?
I
But,
know, right? The meaning of words.
but y'all know where I'm getting at. The special funds, So it's like, some men ain't into that, like what we into, with the flowers and the petals and you know what I'm saying? So as women, if we were, creating one of those nights for the men's and we want to be, like, oh, let's play a game. So let's say that you cannot like penetrate. Or you can, well, you can, you cannot be penetrated. You know what I'm saying? Until the end of all end. And if you kind of lose the game if you get penetrated. It's like, how much can you take
Mm-hmm.
without being like, fuck, just take me now. You know what I mean? Type of situation. Okay. But
Mm-hmm.
he's good at this too. So it's almost like y'all both trying to get each other there to see who gonna cave in fastest or first, So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
what does that look like when you're planning that evening for a meal? What does and that intimacy look like?
For me, it starts with the feet.
Mm.
Starts with the feet. So, have a hot foot tub or yeah, a hot foot tub or the little machine you put your feet in, they got little bubbles, all type of stuff. And have the Epsom salts in there and I'm looking dead at it. And baking soda, gotta break everything down real good. Get stuff all nice and silky. And let them soak their feet. And then after that, that's when I go in to just do the rubbing and the scrubbing. That because that's just so relaxing. I know I love that. That's so relaxing. That's why people get pedicures and pay for it.
Hmm.
And men need that too. And a lot of men don't get that. And a lot of men have jobs and stuff where they stand up on their feet like crazy, feet hurting. They just wishing somebody will do something to their feet, make them feel better. So I do the sucking of the feet, the foot rubs. I'm getting all the supplies. I'm scrubbing the feet down and everything. Getting into the toenails, cutting the toenails. Um, after all that relaxing part, then it's time to put them in the bed and get the oils
Mm.
and rubbing those feet down. I'm talking about all the nooks and crannies. Just heard about this. You got pain right here. What's the pain? Is that tell me your pain so I can massage them out, Get the foot rubs down. Going to the ankles, going up to the calves,
Mm.
going up to the thighs, um, doing the chest and the arms, flipping them over, doing the back of their calves up to their thighs, doing the buttocks, the booty, getting the back, sitting on him straddled and just working out all them kinks all the way around, up into the back of the neck, all the way up to the head,
Mm.
the facial massages, just like really working it. Now you said as far as the game, right? In the midst of this.
I don't know, cause I
So,
be sleep. Look, we getting older. I be sleep.
so then with the game of it, it'll be me, of course, massaging his member.
That's
And
cheating. That's cheating.
she said, "That's what."
I said that's cheating. That's cheating. I was just
That's
playing.
cheating.
I
Well,
just
I gotta get him wanting. Of course, he gonna want it anyway. But I'm just saying. So I gotta massage that. The massage all around it. That is part is very fun when you're massaging all around, and they just want you to touch it so bad, but you're doing everything but you know how to massage all around where everything is still feeling good, especially all around the thigh area
hmm
and
I always had questions. Now that you done brought it up, and Brady Cat, I want you to tune in too, because I know you're a little freak too. Oh, no, because this is very interesting for me. I feel like almost like the penis is so sensitive. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And well, especially me, like my clip, I'm not a normal person like that. Like we really gotta have a conversation while you know what I'm saying, experiment with certain things. You gotta see how I like it. Like not everybody likes it the same way.
Right,
And so I kind of feel like the
right.
same way with the penis. So it's like I kind of be a little nervous. You know what I'm saying? Like massaging. It's like, is that too much? Is that too little? Like what? You know, like and like because I didn't had instances where, some people like the shaft worked and then some people like like just stay at the head type or maybe like underneath it, you know what I mean? So like maybe in the data that you have collected, like what would be a universal like massage on the penis?
That's funny you say universal because, like you said, everybody likes different things.
Yeah,
And so, but in my opinion, universal would be
like like the common things that
now. Wait, are you talking?
Do you mind if I go first?
Go
go
ahead, go
first.
ahead, go ahead, go
Okay, so I love to give massages on
Mm,
men, and I have so I've that like all my exes like they still ask me for massages like, and I'm friends with almost all of them. Anyway, there's only one in particular that I'm not friends with anymore. Anyway, so what I've noticed is there's one spot that I can massage on every guy that will get their dick so hard, and you're not even touching their dick,
mm,
and that is their that lower, that like they call it the fupa on women, but the men have it, a little spot on their, it's like right below their stomach, but right above their penis.
mm.
Press on that and massage it. Oh my God, it drives them.
Wow.
Yeah. It'll get like you want to get someone hard real quick, just right there.
And so how is it like light? Is it like circular? Is it like is it like down?
Um, that's one thing. Like it is different. Like some guys I've noticed they like to be rubbed like that,
I can't
up
see
and
your
down.
hands. Look,
Oh,
I'm
sorry,
taking
up and
notes.
down. They like to be rubbed up and down. Some are circular, and some guys like the back and forth motion. But it's all of that spot, and you can figure it out pretty quickly. Just moving your hand around different ways. But and it's not, you don't need to like press too hard.
No, because they
But
might fart. It's like intestines right there.
no, it's no right below. It be like technically where their bladder is.
Okay.
Where you're, so that spot, it's literally right above the penis, right below the stomach.
Oh, like
ahead. So
so
the
they're
pelvic area.
pelvic. Yeah.
Yeah, your pelvic area.
Well, a
Mm-hmm.
But
lot of
yeah,
guys, I'm kind of old school with it. So what if they don't shave?
you just got to be okay with a hairy, I guess it doesn't matter to me. Like there was a point in my life where I never shaved down there. I never touched it.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
recently I discovered waxing and it's changed my life.
Oh, really? It seems,
You're
it's like
good
so
one.
painful.
Yeah, it's very
Painful.
painful. That's too much for me.
Oh no, it's like I get this rush of like adrenaline with
Mm.
every, because I like my sister gave me a wax kit, and then I was like, I'm never gonna use this, Cammy. What do you have? And so she's like, no, you need to start waxing your eyebrows. Plucking is over, because I've always plucked my whole life. Yeah. So I tried it out or whatever, and then I was like, ooh, I like how that feels.
Hmm.
Mm,
And yeah, it's just like something about that
that
I don't know.
rush, huh?
Maybe it's painful for other people, but for me, it's like a surge of energy that just like
Yeah.
gives me this rush that I just feel like. Sometimes after I get a lot of places waxed at once, I am kind of exhausted
Yeah, I get
because of
that.
all the
Yeah,
energy. Yeah, it's like, but so yeah.
you're strong. You're very
Say you're a
strong.
freak
I
without
can't
saying
do
you're
that.
a freak. No.
Nah,
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that too. So you might. So that means you might like
I was already thinking it.
the bondage stuff and stuff like that.
No,
Yeah, like
we had a goddess in the vortex that was into all the like kink play.
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, she did like fucking
You remember
convention.
that? You remember the knife play? We had a lot of
Um,
She,
we had a lot of goddesses that went crazy over that.
I
Like it
don't
was
remember
like,
her.
oh, the knife play. They went bananas.
interesting. Very interesting. Hey, everybody like their own thing, right?
Yeah. Okay. So, but what I was wondering, well, that's why the hair came up is, because I mean, I could go either way. There's no judgment and no bias, but I am kind of old school with that, where I do like a man, you grown, like have some hair down there. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. That's just me. I'm just old school like that. So what I'm trying to figure, well, I guess I will figure it out, but I'm taking notes. I'm keeping this in mind. So if he got hair down there, I mean, I don't know. I guess
It
depending on
doesn't stop
two,
anything.
huh?
The hair doesn't stop anything.
Hmm, I could see that.
Hmm. Just
Never
like if you
stopped
get
anything for me.
right, it's not gonna stop anything. You just do it on top of the hair and do a little extra pressure.
Yeah, I could see that. Okay.
Hmm.
I'm overthinking. I could see that. I had to go there literally. Okay, Brady, that was something new. I appreciate that. That was something new. Something new. But I was talking about specifically the penises, but
Well, I
that was
was
that
gonna
was
say to me the international would be the shaft from the bottom all the way up to the head. To me, that would be the international.
mm. And like,
Uh,
is it the rotating hands? Because I see that a lot on the pornos. Is that just exaggerated because it's the pornos?
Well, for me, it's the very tip. The tip every time. It like if
Ding ding ding
I'm
ding
like,
ding.
yeah, like there's this spot. You know how penis is kind of has like one straight edge and one slanted edge. I
Hmm.
don't know if you've ever paid that much.
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So on the straight side, like if you like start like massaging it with your tongue, massaging it with your hands, if you don't do head, um, it'll get it hard every time.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think I knew that.
Or under the balls, the taint. The taint is another spot.
Oh, we've had that conversation. Yeah.
And tell people another name is it with the gooch.
The gooch. Yep.
That's so dookie
That
fight
spot
or
right
something.
there. That now, but see, you also have to have men that are comfortable with you in that area, because all men aren't going to be comfortable to even let you in that
I don't know
area.
if I'm comfortable.
I've only come across like maybe two guys who have ever been uncomfortable. Every other one of them is like they they've told me to go there.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
out.
But we've talked about this before in our vortex, but it's just like I just be wondering like what you do with the balls too.
You put them
You
in your mouth.
you play with them. You massage them. You massage them. It depends on the mood. Cause like
Put them
okay,
in
I'm
your mouth.
no. Like me, I'm not. I don't do no anus, nothing. That's old. I don't do none of that. That's no. But right before that little part we talking about right now, yeah, you know what I'm
No
saying. But
pun
I'm not
intended.
taking no anus. But you especially depending on how you're doing it because you just lift them up out the way and then you go at it right there. But sometimes depending on if you're like sometimes you're so into that one little area, you don't even have to do anything to the ball except just move them out your way. But everybody is different, and you don't want to go down there with everybody. And you know what? And also, all balls are not created equal, as we know, and all balls you don't want to put in your mouth. And I'm not talking about not clean. I'm just saying there's different textures that some can't deal with.
That's interesting.
That what they will not go into. I'm just speaking for myself. Some
What texture would that be? Like I can't imagine like if they shaved and they got pricklies or something like
no, no.
or the skin is rough.
The skin is rough, a
Oh,
type of rough skin. If it's like that, that's not happening for me. Now, other women, they might not care. I'm not.
But so you already down there. I mean, I don't know.
No, it's like a
I don't know if I've ever had rough balls before. Like, I mean, that's pretty rough where you won't fuck with them.
it's so crazy because there's so many different textures out there, so many different skin
That's
types.
so interesting because I've never, yeah, that's never, I don't know. I've never come across some balls that I haven't wanted to put in my mouth.
Now that's interesting because I have that's not that isn't something that I have done a lot in my life. It's just
Hmm.
only extremely small, itty bitty portion, minute, hardly that I've done that too.
Yeah, I'm always scared I'm gonna hurt the balls. So I haven't had many experiences. To be honest, let's be honest. To be honest, when I have experimented with the balls, like both of us have been drunk. So it's like, you
Extra
know,
help, right?
no, it's like some freaky, nasty tequila driven shit going on. You know what I mean?
Right. She said
Or
tequila
in my
driven.
case, Hennessy. But if it's a night that I planned, I'm going for the tequila because I don't really drink tequila, so I know it's about to get wow.
That's funny.
There was some guys that I've been with who liked it when I would like play with their balls while they were
Hmm.
penetrating.
Hmm.
And that is
So is that
actually
from the
pretty
back?
organ.
How does?
Yeah.
Are you riding on top and you?
No, usually from the back.
Okay.
And then you right. I mean, some men, like you when April, when you said like sensitivity, man, so many men are different. Some men really are so fragile where they can't take it. I'm not saying that's all, but you got some that's
Oh
like they
yeah.
be very sensitive. It's like they just too squeamish or scared. Maybe something happened to them. Maybe somebody used to kick them a lot. I have no idea. But you got somewhere, it's like, like okay, all right.
Look, I had
So many different people out there.
you say that this was the weirdest experience ever. So hanging out with this guy, and you know how like, yo, you hang out with somebody and the first time kind of is like, fuck, you know? And for me, I get mad because, yeah, anyway. So I was still at the point where I hadn't had a one night stand, none of this shit. So I actually used to like kick it with guys. I forgot what the term is when you have to be like mentally stimulated, to be intimate with somebody.
Sapiosexual.
Huh?
Sapiosexual.
Sapiosexual. Yes. That sounds familiar. Yes. I know it's a term. Sapiosexual. So anyway, me and this guy, so I'm going down, I'm doing my thing, and so I get all the way to the bottom because I like to do tongue play, I don't know that I don't know. It's erotic to me, just to yeah, I don't know. So anyway, I'm going down, I'm doing the balls. Why did this dude lift up his fucking leg?
What?
He lifted up his leg like a
It
girl.
wasn't a reflex?
Like, you know,
So
like,
you could
Well,
get in
both
there a
his
little
legs
bit
or
deeper?
one.
huh?
Both of you
Yeah,
said
he
you said
went to
A leg.
proceed to like lift up his legs. I was like,
He wanted you to go in there a little bit deeper. It's like, ooh, a
yeah, no.
little lower.
So
Like,
what he
yeah.
wanted he wanted you to toss his salad.
I guess so. I was so confused. And at the time I was like young. So, I'm not knowing about all this new age shit. Like I really didn't even know that women did stuff like that. So I was just weirded out that a dude lifted his legs up like a female. Like I didn't, it was almost like I was looking around like what's supposed, I don't know. Like, is he gonna pull out a strap on next? Like, am I supposed to like what is happening? Like
Funny.
I didn't
That's
know
funny.
what to do.
Maybe
So I just
he
kept
wanted you to
going and
mess
I
with his gooch.
I never
Maybe he
had
just wanted to mess with his gooch. And what you call it, Brady?
the taint.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
maybe
taint.
maybe he just wanted you to go there.
I mean, I was already kind of there. And the
Oh,
legs went up, and I'm like,
No, he was definitely
okay.
directing you to the asshole.
Oh,
I've been in that experience before where they keep pushing your head further down and further down. It's like,
but he
bro,
wasn't
I'm not
pushing.
licking your asshole. While
right.
sometimes it's not a
No, but
push,
now
it's
it
more
makes
like
sense.
a
Yeah.
change of position.
Interesting.
So I wonder how many goddesses that has happened to because I remember just being so confused. I was like, why is he doing that? Why is he doing that? Why are you doing that? And I remember I couldn't have sex. I couldn't do it. I was like, hopefully this will finish him off because I can't. Like I was disturbed a little bit. No judgment, no bias. If that's what you're into, that's what you're into.
That's so funny.
I'm just not, I'm not into that.
Yeah, I'm
But
not either.
anyway,
Right, but people who do, they enjoy it, have fun.
no, enjoy it. And honestly, I admire um people that are just really, really open like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't have any judgment or bias. I feel like um I do admire that because they can go to different spaces and have so many different opportunities of pleasure, because they are so open. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So I really do have admiration for that. But for me, I can't, like, it just turns off so many spaces for me. Like I won't be able to go, like with old boy, I wanted to do something freaky, you know what I'm saying? Like after that, I was like, oh, I'm good. Like it totally just shut my vessel down. It shut me down. Like you know. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna make this one a little short and sweet. And my mind, I'm like short and sweet. Some people like it short and sweet. You know what I'm saying? We'll make this short and sweet, and we want to thank everybody for tuning in with us. Do you goddesses want to send us out with anything?
Um, feel like a good message to know about intimacy is that it's more than just sexual.
Mhm.
And when you even when you're being intimate with yourself, it's more than just, like finding time to masturbate or it's about finding time to talk to yourself as well. And even intimacy with a partner, you know, um, some people some people are sapiosexuals, so it's going to take more than a good massage to get them going. And communication to me is one of the most important things in intimacy. And even when we were talking about being intimate with ourselves, one of the things, like the underlining things, was communicating with ourselves.
Mhm.
When we're talking to our different emotions or aspects or our inner child, it's all about communication, and that's the most important part of
Mm.
intimacy for me. So,
Oh, we like. Mm.
To piggyback on the intimacy part, because we really didn't talk about that part as far as intimacy between us and someone else.
I know we were
Um,
getting there, but I know Brady
I
has an engagement,
right,
but that's
yes,
next time it's her turn to tell the story.
okay.
but what I was gonna say was, sometimes you want the wham bam, thank you, ma'am, sir. But sometimes before even all that, you want the intimacy part of communication, talking, um, holding on to each other, just caressing each other. Um, us females, for some of us, flowers, going out to eat, just like um a combination of doing things together, building up to the time. Not saying I gotta go out to eat before I do anything. Yeah, right. That's crazy. But I'm just saying, uh, um, play with my mind. Call me and say some crazy, wonderful, intimate,
Mm.
sexy stuff that you want to do to me later. So intimacy is man, it's such a broad spectrum of things with that. But for some women, they don't want to just a guy come and just and then and then just have sex. Some people need intimacy or want intimacy, and sometimes you might want the let's just tear it up, do a quickie, we go and do whatever else we want to do in our life.
True.
But as far as intimacy, you know, communicate with me, talk to me, um, get into my head. That's what I love. Get into my head, play with my mind, get my mind where I'm ready to just hurry up and start. So I just wanted to say that part that a lot of times you gotta get into the mind, get into the head first, to have uh some real good sex sometimes because you've
Mhm.
just been thinking about it all day or playing all weekend, something like that. But anyway, I'm just glad we did have a conversation on intimacy. I know we'll talk about these things some more later, but
We definitely will.
yeah, that's all I have.
And I would like for us to maybe next time also, maybe do a little data collection. If you have a male in your life, maybe ask him what is a very intimate session for him. What does that look like?
Yeah,
Romantic and intimate. You know what I'm saying? And so maybe we'll be able to assist other goddesses, with some things that they can try and even spin and make it their own.
that's
Because I
good.
feel like that's a big thing. We all big mamas and stuff. So, we be doing the cooking. We get in their bellies and everything. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? We love on them in different ways. But, to have that romantic, intimate space where even the man feels like, oh, this is so romantic. Like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, you showed up and showed out. Like,
Right.
you know? So yeah, let's do that. I think that'd be a fun homework assignment for us to check in with some of our divine masculine and collect some data on that. But anyway, I want to thank all of y'all for tuning in to another episode from your celestial quantum healing podcast. And we appreciate y'all for tuning in. And so we'll be back. Peace, love, and bliss. See y'all soon.